Let's do this.
I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day, cause I found my way.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a Q&A on the acting industry as a whole, that kind of thing, my experiences, stuff like that. I asked on Instagram if you had any questions, what I should speak about, if there's anything that you want to know, that kind of thing, just to provide a little bit of context. I got a few good ones. A few of them were kind of on similar wavelengths. So, should we get into it then? For some reason, summer disappeared for a little bit. And I was like ready to get my knits out and that kind of thing. You know, beginning of last week, I did watch the Polar Express. And then now, it's like summer's just arrived. Hello, summer. First question, what's my favorite job that I've done so far? I've been very fortunate in the short time that I've been doing this as a professional to do quite a lot of jobs. And in completely different realms as well. I've done some film, some TV, and some theatre work. When I was thinking about this, I was like, oh, actually, like, everything could be my favourite job because I've got such fond memories of each job. I couldn't really like pinpoint. My favourite job that I've done so far has got to be Phoenix Rise, and I think it was because it was for such a big portion of last year. Like, I started it in August and I didn't finish until December, so you know, for 4 months. I mean, it was just an incredible experience. I just loved it so much, and because it was constant and like the days were just very long, and I was doing like a few days a week, and it just became slowly like a big part of my life. And obviously I got to meet so many amazing people whilst doing that production. It was the reason why I got into back into this industry in the first place, so I feel like that always has like a special part in my heart. And it was the first time I'd done anything outside of theatre. But yeah, I think Phoenix Rise has to be probably one of my favourite jobs. I mean, even just for the fact of like the you know, the friends that I made on that production, the memories I have. Like, I always just scroll back through my camera roll and we'll find so many really funny pictures and funny videos and funny memories, and it's so nice to just look back on that and be like, oh, that was such a special part of my life. Another sort of honourable mention that I'd like to say is also Swan Lake, because that was just such a full circle moment for me. It was so special to be part of that, you know, for a very short time. It was literally 2 weeks, but it was so special. Intense at all. It was very, very, I mean, my role was very, very, like, I think I was only on stage for like 10-15 minutes, but just to be part of that company for 2 weeks, to do that for a very short amount of time, it was so special. And to be doing it in Birmingham, which is my hometown, is again so special as well. The next question, this question, I'm in an R-ing whether to put it in, but I think it's so important to be open and honest when you are talking about this industry. This question, I was like, oh, do I put it in? Because I don't know whether I want to be that vulnerable, but I think it's really important to speak about this. So, what has been your biggest reality check within the industry? I had a few massive reality checks when it comes to this industry and how I thought it was going to be and what it actually turned out to be. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Because I've only ever done it for fun or, you know, as an extracurricular thing, it's never been something that I've always put my mind to it, but it's never been a job. I had a massive reality check because I think when I've done it before, there's been competition, but there's never been a world full of competition. It's always been in close competition. So it's like, oh, I might not get the part that I wanted, but you also just get another part. You don't just get written off completely, because I've only ever done it in school settings or in workshop settings where essentially you have to have a part because you are doing it for a reason. Whereas in the industry, when you work in the industry, if you don't get the role that you've auditioned for, they don't just turn around to you and say, oh, you didn't get this role, but we'll just put you in on the side as, you know, boy number 2. You just get cut. That's it. You're gone. And I think that that was one of the things that I was like, okay, an audition doesn't mean that you've got the role. And I think that that's what the one thing that I was like, oh, like I didn't get that. So that's that completely gone now. And I think when you've done it in that kind of setting where you do just get given a role anyway, you don't just get like cut completely. I think that was very hard to know that, oh, right, okay, that's it done. You've done a self-tape, you've put a lot of work in, but you haven't got the role and you've just got to move on, which does tie into a question that I've got later on, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this question. But I think the biggest reality check is that you are not always going to succeed, and a lot of the time you do see just success stories. You never see people failing or not getting a job, and I think that is the one thing that I've been like, right, okay, if you finish a job and you haven't got a job lined up for the next time, like for after, you don't know when you'll work again, which is very scary, first of all. But again, there are pros and cons to this industry, because you could do a job that pays very well, which means that you can then have 3 months off to go and do your own thing and enjoy yourself and have some time off and then go back into work. But if you are doing quite a lot of jobs that don't pay as well, then you are kind of just scrambling around trying to find jobs, and it can really mess your mind up. And I think that that's the one thing that I have realized, is that mental health in this industry can decline very quickly if you don't look after it, which is why I have put so much care and attention into actually taking time for myself. What do I want to do? Am I doing this? Do I want to do this because I want to do it, or do I want to do it because I need a job? Because I think that's when you really push yourself and you don't enjoy the work you're doing. And then I think with, you know, jobs that you do and stuff like that, if you then go and get another job and it doesn't match up to your expectations of the job that you had last, it's like, oh, do I actually want to do this? And that's when the lines can get a bit blurred. But basically, I think my biggest reality check within this industry is that it's not as easy as when you do it for school or for whatever. It's a lot harder to actually cope with mentally, but also just come to the realization that there is so much competition and it is such a highly saturated industry that there are times when you just haven't fit the brief enough, and you could, you know, be a great actor, but if you don't fit what they're looking for, if you don't do it the way they want you to do it and stuff like that, it's just really, really interesting to how disposable you can be. And I think that it's been so hard to actually come to terms with the fact that sometimes you can be just treated as a number. Sometimes you can just be treated in very just ways that you don't want to be treated. And this is nothing against anyone in particular or anything in particular, but I think coming to the realization that you are so easily disposable in this industry will do you so good, because once you've come to that realization and you've actually come to terms with that, then that's when you thrive, because it's like, right, okay, well, I am easily disposable, but I'm passionate about this and I'm gonna do this how I want to do it. But I don't know whether I've put that how I wanted to. But basically, I think my biggest reality check has been how highly saturated this industry can be, and how things just won't go your way sometimes, and that's just it. I think as soon as you can come to terms with that and be comfortable with this is how your life is going to go, then you will thrive more and you'll enjoy the industry more. But I think until then, I think it's a way of just trying to come to terms with that. I don't even know what I've just said. I think I've just rambled, but if you, Cole, can make some sort of clear narrative from that answer, thumbs up, my dude. Thumbs up, my guy. Thumbs up. The next question. To go to drama school or to not go to drama school? Now, I haven't started drama school yet. It's T-minus 6 days until I start drama school. When you're seeing this video, it's probably like T-minus 2 or 3. But this is such a complex question and such a personal question for whoever you are and wherever you're at in your journey. I was very naive and a bit arrogant to think that, oh, I can just get into this industry and walk straight through this industry without having to go to drama school. And I think that is where the last question does really come into play with this, because when you go through school and you do it for extracurricular and stuff like that, it doesn't matter what training you've got, because you basically automatically have roles and stuff like that. And there are some people in this world who can just do this industry without going to drama school. And to be fair, I've done quite a lot without going to drama school. So it wasn't that I needed to go to drama school. I think it's that I wanted to go and further my education and my skills and stuff like that. When talking about drama school and should you go to drama school or should you not go to drama school, it is really, really just down to personal preference. You can do this industry and you can be successful in this industry without going to drama school. If you've got the willpower and the mindset to go to acting classes and stuff like that, you don't have to do it as a full-time education, but I think you should at least go to some sort of acting workshops or acting classes and still get training whilst you're in the industry. I mean, I don't plan on stopping working whilst I'm at drama school. I'm going to try and hopefully get some small contracts in while I'm at drama school, because I can then use what I'm learning there and then and put them into place as I'm working. Hopefully that will work. I don't know if it will. It might not work. I really do think that if you want to go to drama school, go to drama school. If you don't want to go to drama school, don't go to drama school. But drama school doesn't automatically give you a free pass into the industry. If you go to drama school, you are not going to walk out of drama school and everyone be like, oh, you went to drama school, so we will give you roles, we will give you a job. Here's a 12-month contract for a major motion picture that's filming in 2 weeks. That doesn't happen when you leave drama school. I have a lot of people that I know who have left drama school, and some people that have gone on to be really successful, and some people that have just not had their moment yet. So drama school isn't a free pass into this industry. It will help you, but it is not a guarantee into the industry. There's no rule that says if you go to drama school, you automatically leave with, your biggest role, the biggest role in TV. Do you know what I mean? It's all about working yourself up, building your skill set, getting small jobs and then building them up until you do get your big break. Getting your face out there and getting you out there and meeting and networking, and that is, I have found, probably one of the most important things in this industry. As with any other industry, network, because I don't know whether I might get some backlash for this, but I don't care, I'm just going to say it. In this industry, I have found it to be very it's not what you know, it's who you know. And if you have the right connections in the right places, and if you build up your connections in those places, there will be people that will remember you. They will keep you in mind. If they see you in audition rooms and stuff like that, you are more likely to get noticed by the right people by networking and being a nice person. So that's my thoughts on drama school. I am very excited to go to drama school, and I am excited to get started, and I'm excited to see what I will learn and what happens post drama school. So many categories that you need to slot into to be able to do well in this industry. You have to, first of all, you have to be what they want. If you are not what they want, they won't cast you, because that's just not what they want. There are so many people in this industry, they can find the exact thing that they're looking for. And that kind of brings me on to the next question, which is, how do you cope with rejection? And I remember the first audition I did post Phoenix Rise, and it was for a commercial. And oh my God, I would never let it go anywhere on the internet. I can't believe I sent it off, because I looked back at it the other day and I was like, Christ, bloody hell, what the hell were you thinking? But with the whole rejection thing, this industry is full of rejection. And I think until you're in the industry and you first-hand experience that rejection, you don't realize how much rejection there actually is in this industry, because all you see is the successes. Which, I mean, people, I'm literally the biggest, like, I will, if I get a job if I get an acting job, or I get some exciting project that I've been a part of, I will share it because I'm proud of it, and that's something that I, enjoy. And that's something that I want to share with the world and share with my friends and family and whoever, wants to look at it. But the one thing that I think we are all, even with anything, like going to university, getting your grades, driving tests, job applications, this industry as it is, we are so okay to share our successes, but don't ever want to share our failures. And I think sometimes we do share our failures, but only when there's a success that is linked to it. Like, I think the perfect example I've got for this is when someone will pass their driving test and be like, oh, took me 4 times, but I passed in the end. And I think it's very interesting that that person probably, I mean, this is not relating to anyone in particular, but it's just something that I've observed and noticed, that people will happily share their failures once there is this success at the end of it. But rejection in this industry is brutal. Sometimes you don't even get told that you've been rejected. There's just silence. And I think sometimes the silence can be very, very, very overpowering, because sometimes it would be nice just to get told thank you for your self-tape. We rather enjoyed it. Sometimes you do get that. Sometimes you do get a thanks for auditioning. We really enjoyed watching your self-tape. Better luck next time, or something like that. But sometimes it's just radio silence. If you haven't heard back by 2 days after the closing date, you ain't got the job. And I think sometimes when you've got your head set on a job, if, for example, a couple of months ago, a job came through to me and I really wanted it. I read the brief, I read the character description, and I was like, this is me, this is me, this is literally me, this is me. I really want this job. And at times I could envision myself doing that job, because it was so, like, I thought it was so perfect for me. So I did the self-tape, and I was fairly impressed with the self-tape that I did. I mean, again, I think I can be very critical of myself, but you know, the self-tape was good. I was impressed with it. I was happy with it. And then I sent the self-tape in, and then nothing. There was literally nothing. And I was like, oh, okay. Don't think I've got it. So I looked back at the self-tape, and instantly, this is ridiculous how quickly this happened, because I sent off the self-tape and I was so happy with it. But once I had had that rejection, I looked back at the self-tape and instantly started picking out things that I thought could have been better. And it's so interesting to see how your mind shifts once you've had a rejection from something that you've done. You then start to criticize it even more to make the rejection seem valid. Because the rejection might have only been that, oh, there was someone that maybe looked a little bit more like what we were expecting or what we wanted. Or this person, maybe the person who we're casting maybe looks better with this person on screen. Something stupid like that. That is literally how, not stupid, but how sometimes the decisions are made like that. They're not made based on how well you did it or what you do. It's like, oh, these two had really good self-tapes, but I think this person would look better with this person on screen or on stage, or I think that this person would have better chemistry or something like that. So I think with rejection, I have come to the conclusion that the best way to deal with rejection and to deal with, oh, you didn't get that job, is to do the tape, send it off, and then just try and forget about it. If you have to delete the original email that got sent to you being like, this is the casting information, this is the script, if you have to delete everything, do it, because someone else will have a record of it. So if you need it again, you can ask again. But I've always found to just distance yourself as much from castings once the thing has been done. Put your time and effort into it over the next couple of days, and then send it off, and then that's it. We move on. If it comes back and it's a woohoo, you got the job, then it's like, oh wow, hello. But I think it's very, very, very important to just try and distance yourself. If you are someone who, like me, gets very obsessed with things very quickly and very passionate about things very quickly, it is best to just distance yourself as soon as you can, because it will overtake you, and you'll be like, oh, and then if you get a rejection, you're like, oh, and then it gets you down. It's more of just like, send it off, and then we'll get on to the next one, we go on to the next one, we do the next thing, we look for more work, we try and further ourselves with other things, we, film another bit for our show reel, or we research into different plays or monologues or something that you can do. Just try and distance yourself as much as you can from the thing as soon as you've got it, because then I think that helps. Then if it is a rejection in the end, you want to attach to it because you're not thinking about it too much. And it is hard, it's really hard, and I've struggled with it so much I've struggled so much in order to distance myself from castings and stuff like that. But again, for your mental health and for your mind, and to not let it overcome you, then that's where it, that's where it goes. The last question on the list is, do you have any goals or aspirations overall for the industry? So this could be like, is there something that I really want to do in this industry? Is there something that I really like? Is there, a lot of agents, when you first sign with them, will ask you about this, like, what do you want to do? Is there anything that you've got on like your bucket list and stuff like that? And I think mine are very simple, because at the moment haven't decided where I want to sit myself within the industry. And I know it's interchangeable, and I could do film project, and then I could do a theatre project, and then I could do a TV show, and then I could do a commercial, or I could just do all commercials, all TV, and it is interchangeable. You could do a commercial 1 week and then go and start a 6-month contract in the theatre, and then go on to a year-long contract in film. it's so interchangeable and you can do that. But I think for stability and that kind of thing, I would like to just settle in one part of the industry. And I haven't decided yet on that. So I think at the moment, my goals and aspirations are to basically have a substantial role in all three forms. I'm not going to include a commercial because commercial is a very short form, and I think commercials are very good to like top up bits in the industry, to top things up. I think that's great. Commercials are great for that. So I'd like to have a substantial role in TV, a substantial role in film, and a substantial role in theatre. Find where I'm happiest, where I'm most comfortable, just to be happy in what I'm doing. It's not like we even need like massive like roles. As long as you're happy and as long as you can, you know, this job is working for you and you're enjoying yourself, then that's kind of it. I personally see myself going into film or TV. I'd love to do theatre for a bit, but I don't think theatre is where I want to sit. I think I've got a lot of passion for musical theatre, and I enjoy musical theatre, and I enjoy theatre, and I enjoy plays and that kind of thing, and I enjoy live work. But I think in terms of sort of longevity and a lifestyle, TV and film is probably where I'm looking most towards. But again, this could change. I go to drama school in less than a week to study musical theatre. That could make me fall back in love with musical theatre again. I mean, I already loved musical theatre, but make me fall back in love with performing musical theatre. Again, this industry is so unprecedented. Things could change at any point, and you could be thrown into something that could completely change your mindset. Up until I did Phoenix Rise, I had no interest in coming back to this industry. I was like writing it off completely. Bye. See you later. And then it just took that one job, that one thing to just completely switch it up and be like, whoa, I can't let this go. So again, this Q&A is literally just me being like, it's everyone's opinion, but this is my opinion that I've been asked. But yeah, this has been a 38-minute video that I filmed, so let's hope that I can condense this down a little bit. I actually really enjoyed talking about these topics, and if there are any other topics that you want me to talk about or stuff like that, do leave them in the comment section below. I start drama school in less than a week, and the reality of it, it's getting real now. It's getting real, and I'm kind of scared, I'm kind of nervous, I'm kind of excited, I'm kind of buzzed. I am very, very, very excited. I think that's the overarching emotion at the moment, is excitement. Again, I am a little bit nervous. Life's about to get very busy, and I'm kind of excited to be constantly doing stuff, to be constantly on the move and constantly doing things and working and stuff like that. I'm very excited for that, but I'm also very nervous because this is life for a little bit now, and you know, stuff like this is nerve-wracking, and I think that it's important to say that. But I have a bit of exciting news. I have had confirmation that I can document the process of drama school, which is exciting, and we have a new series coming, which is going to be called the Drama School Diaries. They're going to be different to the daily vlogs because the daily vlogs are very much lifestyle kind of focused, whereas the Drama School Diaries is just going to be like basically just like a video diary of everything that's going on. So the Drama School Diaries is coming. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I haven't decided yet on how it's going to be formatted. I think that it will probably be in the form of weekly vlogs, or like kind of I mean, it depends on how busy it is and how much content I can get. But at the moment, I'm thinking of filming a week and then uploading it on a Sunday, and then filming the next week and uploading it on a Sunday. But you know, they are going to be long. They're going to be long videos. I can already tell. So yeah, I am going to go now because I need to open the door because it's so hot. I need to get that balcony door open because I feel like I'm going to spontaneously combust. But I will see you guys next week. But I'll actually see you on Sunday, where we're going to do the evening before preparations for drama school. And I'm so excited. I'm going to wee. But I'm going to go because it's too hot and I'm going to spontaneously combust. But I've enjoyed having this chat. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.